Chat, here we go. We have got the first qualifying match for the Swiss on Sunday. It is Roxrz versus Hazo. Roxrz is actually a player we've had on stream a few times before, and he is a very exciting player. He is a master of the aerial game, and it's like borderline a freestyler when I've seen him play in the past because he's just so skilled. But it actually has been a while, so maybe I should stop talking too much. Maybe you know, he's changed his ways and went from being a really exciting aerial player to a very straightforward ground player, and I'm gonna look dumb. So we'll have to see. Hazo, I'll admit, haven't heard of too much. He has a broken controller. Somehow he's able to score with his broken controller. Can't be that broken. Otherwise, I'd imagine he'd have a harder time scoring. But yeah, Hazo, we'll see how he does. See if he can join the ranks of the elite crew of the closed qualifier tomorrow. Or if it will be Roxrz. He is going to score first. Hazo was rank A. Thank you, Epsilon. Good to know. While rank A is, of course, referring to 3v3, I would assume. It is usually an indicator of overall Rocket League talent. Long shot for Hazo. Gifted one here. Connor Lux, thank you for the 3 months, man. Welcome to the Feer clan. You got the blue tag now, I believe, for those 3-monthers. Blue gang. Connor Lux. It's Hazo. What is it saying? Hazo? Say Hazo. So you thought too? Sounds good to me. I'll say Hazo. Roxrz, first flip reset attempted from him. I think we're going to see a lot of flip reset attempts from Roxrz as the series goes on. Hazo forced back into his shadow as the ball gets tapped right above him. Roxrz is able to win a decent 50, and this seems like the bread and butter for a player who likes to play in the air, but he doesn't get a strong touch. Actually leaves a little bit to be desired with that play. Roxrz using all his boost to accelerate to the ball. Thought he was going to have to tap it, but when he saw Hazo backing off, he decides to just let it roll. Eventually creates an opportunity. A power shot on net after bumping Hazo in the process of getting the volley. Nice play. Strong high shot. I should have edited the bracket command already, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't edit it successfully. Nice flick by Hazo. Maybe Hazo can win the swamp and get himself a new controller, since he's playing with a broken one. Great flick off the kickoff. Hazo not going to go to the kickoff at all. Dominus can get some serious flicks even without any boost. I'm not sure that's something that Hazo really thinks too hard about. Probably not too worried about, no matter what kind of car he hands over the kickoff to. That being said, Roxrz leave a nice backflip challenge, or really just tested that dribble. Hazo not expecting it. Roxrz trying to chip that ball back towards his half to keep Hazo from even getting a touch. And even though he wasn't able to, the 50 wasn't so bad. He's going to get the same result. Full field dribble for Roxrz, trying to 50 on the goal line. Great save by Hazo. Not easy to kill that completely straight to the ground and not get it tapped into your net. So you got to credit the defense when it's due. Roxrz in the air once again. Didn't get those 4 wheels on the ground. Wait, he did. He had to jump. It didn't seem like he got the ceiling reset, but he jumped down. And I don't think he did that within 1.5 seconds. So he must have gotten some kind of reset. Almost able to snipe the bottom corner. Really tough challenge he tried to make, though. And it will get him not scored on. It will not get him scored on. Roxrz lives to see another day, and these guys are going counterclockwise around the map, back and forth. This happens a lot in ones, where people just cannot resist keeping the momentum going high, not wanting to slow down the ball. Looks like Hazo will probably be the first one to break us from our counterclockwise loop, though it still kind of is going counterclockwise. Hazo, shot! A goal will end the loop as he scores it just inside the far post. Roxrz traveling out to midfield. Ooh, might have had that save if he didn't chip himself off the inside of the post. But likely still too solid of a shot. Hazo up 4-2. His flick easily saved. Not even going to cost Roxrz much boost at all. Yeah, it's not solid enough of an attack. Basically can't get away with that basic of an attack in these high level 1s games. It has to be either stronger, shot faster to make the defender panic more, or placed better, closer to the edge of the net in order to make their save awkward. But if you just throw a standard flick right at the center of the net, you are not only are you not shooting, you're passing to the teammate, or to the opponent, I should say, who's going to score it the other way. Now this flick is solid. Hazo tapped to himself, not so much a flick. Not sure what I was thinking. It is a nice little volley shot off the bounce. Roxrz, immediate kickoff, keeping himself within 1. Throw a flick. He really loves to throw a good flick. I throw flicks all the time, not when I'm playing Rocket League. Roxrz, yeah, he heard that pre-jump. Play with headphones, everybody. That's your lesson right there, or at least some kind of audio. Roxrz just heard that insane pre-jump, was able to tap it over him. I guess Hazo ultimately scores, so what am I to say? But just because Hazo had a great recovery after a bit of a mistake, he's able to turn his misfortune into a goal, and that is the characteristic of a very solid player. So Hazo looking really good despite this being his debut on my stream. Roxrz is not debuting. He's played a bunch of times against various different opponents, probably about over a year ago now, maybe even more since we've seen Roxrz play. Hazo almost able to punish. Roxrz is just coming so far out in an attempt to pressure, but he needs to think about the goal line. Hazo is going to be able to continually toss shots on net till he gets it clear. So give him up 7-4. 25 seconds, and I think game number 1 will go in favor of Hazo. Faking this kickoff, getting a save, killing precious time with every moment. Ticks off the clock. Hazo, nice demo dodge. Instant jump off the wall. I already pre-read that that's where Roxrz would be coming from, and although he hands over a very free goal, it really doesn't matter, as will be a 2-goal win still for Hazo. I'd say he has the mental edge despite letting Roxrz get the last word. Best of 5, remember, Hazo 1 step closer to qualifying to day 3 of the Swamp Tournament featuring Rocket League. Game number 2. Hazo has been the player to beat today. And can he continue that here in game number 2? Oh, will Roxrz get a little bit going, because some of the best performances literally on my stream have come from Roxrz. When he is dominating, when he is on, his form, it could be truly a menace. And it's because he has some serious mechanical ability. This is a nice flick here to push past Hazo and take a lead that I'm not sure he had in game number 1. I think Hazo was able to dictate that whole game. So now maybe Roxrz gets to play his game a little bit more, playing from the lead. Roxrz not going to have any boost, but I think Hazo just left the net open. Yeah, I mean, at some point, you've got to remember that you are playing 1v1, not just playing boost steal. Oh, it seemed like Hazo maybe tried to get a touch there. He tried to both get a touch that would stop the bounce of the ball and roll it up the back wall, while also going to get boost. But he just cut it too close, ended up not touching the ball, and left it open for Roxrz to score. Roxrz camera check as he takes the ball back into his corner, trying to see what Hazo is doing. See him camping high up on the back wall. Air dribble bump, and he'll get a third. Roxrz was very intentionally not coming down to the ground and giving Hazo an opportunity to demo him. And that good patience results in the opportunity for a full field dribble. Or not quite a full field, but a nice air dribble bump. 3-0. Roxrz has completely turned it around, and he's going to go for air dribble bump again. Way too underneath the ball to actually demo Hazo out of the way. Good defense by Hazo to play that defense high on the wall. Hazo's going to get a flip reset. But oh, nice challenge. Be surprised if Hazo will be the first one to score a flip reset shot in a game against Roxrz. Roxrz, yeah, easy demo. Pretty clear what Hazo was going to do there. After getting that clear, headed straight to the corner boost, so Roxrz just cuts that path off. Takes him off the map. Gets one good shot, but couldn't continue with another bump. And that was basically the only way he's going to be able to turn that into a goal. Hazo, he had such a high bounce. There's really not much he could do at that point. He was in so deep. Couldn't really leave. He didn't have the boost to leave, but he also didn't have the boost to 50. The ball was bouncing outside of his range. So he did the best he could to double jump up to try and cover it, but at the end of the day, Roxrz gets it past and continues the absolute destroying of Hazo in this game number 2. 4-0. 2 minutes off the clock, though. Tons and tons of time in a 1v1 to come back from 4-0. Wavi making your seeding look bad right now. Why is that? He was in a qualifying game as a number 2 seed. Is he not doing well in it? Your prediction: if KV1 plays first killer in the swamp, I think that'll go 3-0 first killer. I think that will be a 3-0 sweep for first killer. So we've seen KV1 play some other top North Americans on all USC servers. One time we saw it. We saw it against Lion Blaze. Lion Blaze won in a 3-0 sweep. Another time that we saw it was against Forky. Forky won in the 3-0 sweep as well. Technically, those were both 2-0 sweeps, but KV1 forfeit the third game. We also saw him play Daniel on USC servers. Although he only played 2 games against him there, that wasn't a forfeit. That was just the nature of the context of that game, of that match. He did lose both games. So I think did he beat Evo, or did he go, has KV1 and Evo played on all USC servers? I'm not sure if they have. KV1 has absolutely done a couple things very, very consistently. One, he beats almost everyone who is playing on US East, whose normal server is not US East. He crushes them. And then 2, he handles every US East player that isn't in the conversation for the best US East player. That has been KV1's MO. What up, Triton? So, his history against the best US East players, like Forky when he was rated high at the time, Lion Blaze, Daniel, he has had a tough time beating them. Now, to be fair, he beat Daniel 2 out of 3 on Sam. So when he got to play Daniel on Sam, he won. So, you know, it's tough to make the comparisons across the servers. But what your question was is if First Killer and KV1 play each other in this tournament, which will be played 100% on US East, I have to think First Killer has the edge. But you never know. It's been a long time since we've seen First Killer. The fact that he's rank 1 on the leaderboard right now suggests to me that we shouldn't see him falling too much off his old form. Can't imagine he's as in form as he once was when he was dominating all the ones tournaments. But it's not like he's abandoned the game mode completely. He has been highly rated in it for a long time. Is this NA? Yes, this is the North American. Roxrz holding off Hazo as we started talking about some other things. He had Hazo basically completely scoreless for really long, and now Hazo is actually working back. That's a good save. I do think Roxrz on track here to, well, you know what? That is a very crucial goal right there. The 30 seconds, now 2 goals, more than reasonable. Roxrz trying to pre-jump. Can't get there. The only player you can see First Killer, beating First Killer, is AJ, based on the best of 3 they played on AJ's channel. Yeah, did AJ win that 2-1 or something like that? I actually never watched that. Wabi Lito? Wait, Tryhard Lito's good. That's just a good game. If Wabi loses that, that's not a big deal. I assume you seeded Tryhard Lito pretty high, right? Pretty sure he's like a top 100 player. Who's the Sam player? He's doing fine to drop one game to the 10 seed, though. Oh, Tryhard Lito's good. He's top 100. And Tryhard Lito's not Sam. He's Mexico. Roxrz will get this win 6-3. He will tie up the series with him and Hazo. Fairly even match between the two so far. Only a best of 3 separates them from joining the Swiss tomorrow and a chance at the main event. What rank is this, though? That's a good question. Hard to say what rank this is. I know Roxrz is, I think, currently in the top 100, or at least very, very frequently in the top 100. Hazo, by the fact that he's taken a game off Roxrz and seems to be a formidable opponent, I'm going to say he is either top 100 in the past or very capable of being top 100. So, that should be implied that it is Supersonic Legend, in case that's the kind of rank you were asking for. Ness, Falls, Betrayed are all good Mexican 1v1 players. Oh, are they? Do they play 1v1 though? Roxrz is top 30 right now. Hazo is like 15-20. So 15-20, if you guys don't know, about 40 MMR off the top 100. So he's about 4 or 5 wins from popping into the bottom of the top 100. What's this? The real Dane Ray? What do you mean? What is the Swamp Tournament featuring Rocket League? The Swamp Tournament featuring Rocket League. The best 1v1 tournament to hit your TV screen, aka monitor, in a long time. Oh, you were asking Discord rank. I'm not sure if they play in the Discord. Not everybody plays in the 2-man's Discord. And if you're asking about 6-man's, same thing. Not everybody plays in the 6-man's Discord. Roxrz, Pop, trying to demo Hazo. Hazo's had a good start in this game number 3. Awkward play, but he's actually going to end up getting a goal out of this. What happened here? He tried to pop it, I think. And I want to say Roxrz tried to pre-read the pop. So the initial flick goes over the top. Roxrz thinks, oh, Hazo's about to go bump it. Yeah, and he basically ends up faking it. I don't think he meant to. If he did, then he's pretty 5-head. But no matter what happened, it ended up working out really well. Roxrz did not bump Hazo enough, so Hazo should be able to get this save. Hazo, can he snipe it? Far corner. I see those Hootie emotes. How was the Hootie event today? I know we sent everybody to the Hootie event after the EU qualifier. Was Woody good at demoing people off the map? Did he get them a lot? They play like freestylers. Roxrz, I think, maybe once was a freestyler or still likes to freestyle on his off time. Roxrz touched the back wall. Had to get a flip reset if he wanted to bring that back to the net. He never really tried to. Instead, just touched it strong. Woody event was solid. Woody was not as good at demoing everybody as he was expecting. Dude, demoing people in game when they're just trying to score, like as a team, is hard. Demoing somebody in a 1v1 where you know as the other person that the point is the person is coming to demo you constantly, it's hard. I mean, obviously I'm not Woody, who probably is going to be even better at it. Nice shot by Roxrz to get a first on this game. But it is like, demoing is pretty hard. And I think you realize how most of your demos come from game context and the fact that people have to do this, that, or the other because the game is kind of requiring them to. And as soon as you peel that layer away and you say, the whole point of this game now is for me to demo you, it just kind of, I think people are so hyper aware of it and they start driving weird and they start being like impossible to predict and impossible to demo. That's what I would guess, but I'm interested to see what Woody said. Bit of an own goal from Hazo here. Is losers bracket best of one? Yes. A lot of the losers bracket is best of one in order to make sure the timing of it stays solid. What up, Swirls? What's going on, man? Roxrz demoed off the map. Hazo with all the space in the world. Roxrz will be able to respawn and grab boost to do whatever he wants with the save. Wow. What he wants is to pinch a save ever so barely off the crossbar. Hazo. Flick. Roxrz did not save it very clean. And he's actually just going to leave the net. I wonder if he knew he was getting scored on. I feel like he must have. Not a great save because he doesn't recover well. And then he just leaves. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm scored on. I think he knew as soon as that chip came up, he's like, yeah, I don't have to stand a chance. So instead of trying to get it, he just drove away. Woody ended up taking a couple people out all 9 times, but it took him a few rounds to figure out exactly how to do it. Interesting. Was it like timed? Yeah, I know the whole deal was like 9 lives, but I don't know. They'd have to like, I wonder if they just took the boost away from the other person, if that would be fun or if it'd be too easy. Hazo, backflip, forcing the pressure, eventually going to get the score. Overall, EU qualifier players are way more known than NA ones. I think EU has a little bit of a deeper one scene for sure. I would say Roxrz is, you know, a high level ones player. Definitely known on the NA side, I would argue. Hazo, you know, just because maybe his name isn't in the top 100 as much, maybe not. Sounds like he's maybe more a threes main anyways. Roxrz 50 finds the angle. He's got 50 seconds. He certainly can get 3. He has to control the kickoffs really well. Maybe hasn't been doing that so far, but there's always the next kickoff. Hazo putting pressure on the net immediately. Not very solid pressure, and it's actually going to get him scored on. I wasn't going to give him too much flack for it, because I figured he just wanted to basically play defense out of Roxrz's half, to just throw the ball on net and work from there. But I mean, the same kind of thing happened where if you don't put a strong enough shot on, Roxrz is just too good. He's going to be able to counter you in a way that's very uncomfortable. So Hazo needs to clean up the shots, make them either a little bit stronger or bail off of them and do something like this. It's not a bad play here, right? Didn't take a shot instead. Went for like a low 50 play that if it didn't work, you know, it's not the end of the world. Especially a good way to play when up to, and I tell you what's not a good way to play, trying to greed out that shot. This game went from impossible for Roxrz to come back to now it's very realistic if Roxrz gets a good kickoff here. And Hazo just didn't need to force it. Trying so hard to get himself that one extra goal. Now he's not even going to go to the kickoff at all. Luckily, he challenges well. It should be the end of the game. He's probably just going to go demo Roxrz. I think he ended up not connecting with him, but he probably was just trying. Wait, still a great opportunity. Roxrz is definitely very talented. They can't score the 50, though. Hazo will go up 2-1 and will give himself 2 chances to qualify for the Swiss bracket on Sunday. Roxrz going to need to regain. Yes, it is a best of 5. Hazo up 2-1. Qualifying games are best of 5 in the bracket. These guys playing best of 3s in their process to getting here. Probably why chat is wondering whether or not they're playing a best of 5. They are. All qualifying matches will be best of 5. I've been thinking about it, and I think we're going to stick with best of 5 just like RLCS does for the Swiss. But best of 5 in the Swiss is going to be long. Playing 5 best of 5s is in 1v1. Man, that's a lot of games, especially if they all go to game 5. I don't know. Best of 3 just doesn't feel right. It feels like someone might be able to sneak through with best of 3, but best of 5 is going to be a lot of games. Hazo gonna strike first. Roxrz, you can see the frustration after getting bumped. Who's playing for Middle East? Nupo, Rawas, O'Khalid, Fahad, TRK, Clears. That's all the ones I can think of for now. I don't know if there's any more. Roxrz strikes. Tying it up. Is Swiss all the same day? Yes. Sunday's qualifying Swiss will all be tomorrow. And then the day one Swiss at the main event, just like RLCS, will all be on Friday. And we will have people help us cover those. Middle East is so stacked. Yeah, it's true. It is true. Middle East has some seriously solid Rocket League players. It's really quite impressive. Roxrz, can he play a quick counter here? Because Hazo is diving in really, really deep. No, he played it, about as fast as you could hope for. Hazo just got back in time, saved it off the farthest post for him to retreat to. He still made it. Ahmad? No, Ahmad. I didn't ask Ahmad, but when I've asked him in the past, he said, I don't really care about ones. So to be fair, I maybe should have, because I've heard some things from other players who say that, and then they end up wanting to play. I actually didn't ask Ahmad, which is interesting. I was talking about this before. There's going to be secret qualifier content that you guys get to hear. When I set up tournaments for North America and EU, I invite a lot of players, right? You guys see them on Twitter who accepted their invitations and joined the tournament. Almost always, North America has maybe 5 times, if not more, players denying my invitations than EU Middle East. Which, just interesting. Take that how you will. I mean, I'll say nothing on top of that. That's just the truth. I've run a lot of events. Sometimes most of the time they have good excuses. Like a lot of the NAs are playing this other tournament, this Pittsburgh Knights tournament. Understandable. But somehow it always works out that way. So maybe NA has more other tournaments or they're less interested. I don't know. Only one player. Other than the players who went to the major, so I don't really count the players who have to go to the major. That's understandable. There's 3 of those from both region. But other than that, only one player from EU/Middle East denied my invitation. Isn't that crazy? That's insane. That conversion rate is weirdly high, I would argue. Yo, best of the pass. Maybe the 26 viewer raid. 26 million today. Thank you, man. We are watching Hazo versus Roxrz. It's honestly crazy because ultimately I invited 16 players, right? 8 for the main events directly and 8 to go skip the closed qualifiers. It's a good fake by Hazo, right? I'm pretty sure he just kind of fakes it, 50s it. Hazo, I said Hazo, and everyone told me no, it's Hazo. So I said Hazo. Did you ask him, Bass? I swear, if other people just said Hazo and they didn't even know what they're talking about, they're just speculating, then I'm going to hunt them down. Are these capable enough to play with First Killer? Yes, you're homies with them. Chat! I know Buried Living was one of them. Buried Living is actually... He has ticked up a few tallies on the bad side of convincing me to pronounce a name incorrectly. And consider this another tally for Buried Living, who said, pretty sure it's Hazo. And I naturally picked Hazo until I was corrected. All right, back to Hazo it is. Hazo 3-3. We just superpowered him now by saying his name right. And your question about, are these guys capable to go up against First Killer? Well, first, they have to get through the Sunday qualifier because First Killer is in the main event. But then after that, they would get their chance. So we'll see. I would say anybody who makes it to the main event, certainly worthy of matching up against one of the top North Americans. Chat tried to tell me it wasn't Wavi today either. You're talking about Wavi, right? Because I'm pretty sure he's told me it's Wavi. Like, that's why the H is there. If the H wasn't there, you'd think Wavy. but I'm pretty sure it's Wavi with the H. Otherwise, it's Wavy. Oh, pronounced Wavy. No. He told me it's Wavi. Chat. There's trolls. Trolls. People are trolling. People are trolling. GC's trolling. Somebody ban him. Ban GC. Roxrz and Hazo. Now I have to double correct myself because I burnt in Hazo a bit. Roxrz needs to score here. If he doesn't score, Hazo will be sending himself to the Swiss tomorrow. That's all right. Loser will have a second chance either way. Roxrz is going to try maybe a dribble all the way from his own back corner. He doesn't really have the boost to do so. But he drops it to the ground. All your friend group call him Wavy. Well, I've been told it's Wabi. OT. Roxrz, the low 50. Roxrz sends it to game 5. I am good at picking game 5s, chat. When I picked my upper bracket game to cover yesterday, I ended up covering a game 5. And if this one goes like, or I'd say yesterday, it was earlier this morning. If this one goes like that one, we are looking for another OT in game 5. So game 5 OT coming right at you. Guaranteed. Roxrz versus Hazo. Game 5. Winner advances. Loser will have a second chance. But no guarantees in this world. I'm sure these guys prefer to go out on top a winner instead of having to see if they can qualify through the lower bracket. Not to mention, you will get a better seed by qualifying through the upper bracket. So something you definitely want to do. Some players in the closed qualifier bracket that you'd rather avoid, if you ask me. One of those being Aegeus. Aegeus has played really, really well. Likely to get the 1 seed in the closed qualifier. But there's a couple other people as well. Just can't think of them right now off the top of my head during the match. Definitely players to avoid. Roxrz will take a touch from the corner and score first. Roxrz, I would still maintain, is the favorite in this matchup, despite the fact that I think chat would say Hazo has been playing the better match so far. Are these matches also going to be on your YouTube? Not every match will be on my YouTube because there's going to be an insane amount of matches. So check out !Feer Plus, because I want to say I will, every match that I stream will go up on Feer Plus at some point. But the main channel will pump out daily videos that are more like the most relevant to the main event matches will happen. And we don't have enough days in the week in order to upload them all on the main channel. So yeah, if you're a big Feer fan, or if you're even a moderate Feer fan, or you're just a fan of the swamp, make sure you subscribe to !Feer Plus if you're on YouTube, and then it's in the descriptions. And if you say, you know what, me myself, Feer, I'm more of a casual to barely Feer fan, and I say, you know what, don't worry about it, man. Just follow the main channel. I'll give you all the juicy stuff. Wait, were the finals of the bracket best of 5? Your opponent only did best of 3? Rip. Well, did you win? If you win, then you're 5 head. But if he won, then yeah, that's a rip. Wait, what? Astrid, what? You just typed it. The way you typed it doesn't help us. Twitch chat is pretty bad at phonetically spelling stuff, I'll be honest. They're like, they'll just type it out. I asked somebody, I asked a player once before I streamed them how to pronounce their name. I was like, is it like this? Is it like that? I think it was Atau. I was like, do you say it like Atau? Do you say it Atau? Is it just Atto? Like, I don't know. And he's just like, I don't know, man. It's just Atau. And he just spelled his name out. I was like, all right, cool. That doesn't help at all. So I'll just say whatever I want to say, basically. I'll say what my gut says. You wish Monkey Moon played in the tournament? To be fair, I have no way to contact Monkey Moon. I'd be down to ask him. He is highly rated in 1s. But he has closed DMs on Twitter. It's basically the only way I know how to contact players that I'm not already Steam friends with or something. Hazo tying this one up 2-2. Wavy or Wow? Wowvy? No way. W-A-W? I don't think that sounds like what you think it sounds like. W-A-W is Wow? Wowvy? Like saw. Yeah. Wavy. Yeah. Okay. Like like Wario. One ray sounds like the beginning of Wario, and the other is like a wave in the ocean. And you said it could go either. So really, you just ruined our whole conversation. But halfway through this game, Roxrz with a slight lead. Can he turn this one around? After what I would say is a poor start, even though the match did go 1-1. Roxrz is looking for a 50, but that post is gonna, or sorry, the crossbar is gonna help clear it away. Just could not get back to it in time. Bensi is allowed to participate. I did not ban Bensi, no. Roxrz turn and shot for the midfield. Up 4-3. Monkey was a ones main. That's how he made a name for himself. Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize Monkey Moon was originally a ones main. Hazo tying it right back up. Good control off the kickoff. I think that was the kickoff. Looking back. Roxrz has a lot of boost. Monkey versus Scrub. That's interesting because I watched Scrub for a long time. For some reason, I don't remember Monkey Moon as much. Or I watched Johnny stream for a long time, I should say. Hazo, long shot. Roxrz able to save it away. (4-4) with a minute 25 left to go. Roxrz trying to snipe the bottom right corner, and he does. 5-4. Roxrz once again in control on the kickoff. Hazo sending this down the other side of the field. But Roxrz able to take basically a pass from Hazo, get himself a 6-4 lead. Hazo now with field in front of him, a minute left to go. Needs to be able to pull back within two. He had himself two chances to finish this one off. You never know what could happen in the lower bracket. Roxrz sends it. Crossbar and down. Roxrz demo, 26 seconds left to go. He doesn't even really need to take this ball over to Hazo if he doesn't want to. Or Hazo, sorry. But he will drop it down to him. Hazo, air dribble bump. Can't get there in time. Roxrz was able to pre-jump and save it away. So 10 seconds left to go. Hazo, nice fake. Surprised Roxrz didn't turn to challenge. Tried to play it a little bit patient. Hazo had the read. He's got himself within one. 8 seconds left to go. He needs a solid kickoff. Otherwise, Roxrz will be the one sending himself to the Swiss tomorrow. Hazo, double jump. Cannot bump Roxrz out of the way. A nice free jump. He will tap it down to the ground. Roxrz will clutch it out after being close to being eliminated. Or not eliminated, but sent to the lower bracket. Roxrz, the 1 seed, will qualify.